Let me ask you something. Do you have an RV that has an air conditioner in it that just cannot keep up at all, no matter what you do to keep your camper cool? That's the issue we were having. So today I'm going to swap our Dometic air conditioner out with the Furrion ChillCube. It's an 18,000 BTUs. We're moving it up from an 15,000 BTUs. So check it out. Come along with us.
What's up, guys? So it's that time of year. The weather is finally breaking. It's starting to get nice. It's time to start checking off some of these things on the list of prepping our camper for the season. First task at hand is going to be replacing our air conditioner because I absolutely am so sick of fighting with this Dometic 15,000 BTU air conditioner. It never ever seems to keep up with the heat, and our camper is always hot no matter what. We were in Cape Charles last year and it was 95 degrees inside our camper, even with the air conditioner running. So I am over it. I've done everything that I can with this air conditioner to try and make it more efficient, to make it actually work how it's supposed to, and it just never does the job. So I am done with it. We're moving on to bigger and better things. And I mean that literally because the air conditioner we're putting in is actually bigger too. Up until now, the biggest air conditioner that you could get was a 15,000 BTU air conditioner. Now, Furrion, thanks to them, they came out with an 18,000 BTU. So we got 3,000 BTUs more now. I'm hoping that makes a huge difference in keeping this camper cold because we don't have an option to add a second air conditioner in here. Number one, the roof is not supported for 2 units. And more importantly, or not more importantly, but just as important, we don't have another vent hole in the roof to even put it in. So aside from our bathroom, so unless we want to put an air conditioner unit in our bathroom, can't do it. So we're going to be putting that in today and swapping that out. Hopefully it doesn't rain on me in the middle of it because that would be terrible. I'm going to be attempting to do this completely by myself. That way, if somebody out there watching does not have a second set of hands to do the job, they can still see that it is possible to do it completely by yourself. I'm hoping I can lift this air conditioner up onto the roof by myself. I have a plan. We'll see how well that works. And I'm going to be trying to do it with the most basic tools possible. That way everybody can do it. You know, not everybody has a forklift or a crane that can lift these things up onto a roof. I know I don't, so I'm going to be just using a standard ladder, and I'm hoping if I set it up at a steeper, well not steeper, but more of a sloped angle like this, that I can just slide the box up the ladder if I need to. Also, it'll make it easier to climb up it because I'm not climbing a steep pitch. So I have a couple things in here. For this job, you're going to need to see what you have first and foremost, whether you have a ducted unit or a duct-free or ductless unit. You need to get the appropriate kit for inside your camper as well. They do sell these air conditioners as a kit or separate. Depends where you get yours from. I bought ours from Amazon, so I got the air conditioner unit separate from the inside distribution box kit. So I'm hoping everything that I ordered works together really well. The air conditioner is outside still in the box. I'm hoping that by leaving it in the box until I get on the roof, it's going to be easier to lift that thing up there and set it down where I'm not messing up the roof. I'm going to open these indoor boxes inside just to see what's in the kit. I didn't want to open anything until day for install actually got here. So we're going to open that in a minute, see what's all in these kits and lay it out on the table so I have everything very accessible and then I'm going to climb up on the roof once I get this air conditioner out too. So let's get to work. Let's see, I'm going to set you here on the table, or on the counter. That should do it. All right, let's see. So our air conditioner happens to be a ducted system. So this distribution box is for ducted units. So if you have ductwork in your ceiling, this is the setup that you're going to need to get. So pull this out. Okay. Now, I did not read any instructions on this whatsoever, so we're going to be probably learning together a little bit as to what is everything. Just throw a screw away, or does it only have one in there? Only has one. So this air conditioner has a remote setup, so you control it all by a remote control. That is going to mount it on the wall. Bolt kit. A little bit of foam insulation. This looks like it's the remote control. Don't know what those are for yet. I'm sure we'll figure it out though. Okay. This is our trim kit. So this is going to be on the ceiling. That's what you're going to see. You have some louvers that you can open and close. That's your dump louvers. So when you first fire it up and you get to a site and you want it to really cool down the main area, you open those up, blows out of there. I'm sure you guys already know this, but you can close them to get your ducted setup. This one also has all the buttons on the cover. Let me hold it up right. So we have power button. I don't know what the gear button does. Maybe it's an efficiency button, it looks like, because there's a green leaf. You have mode. So that is for auto, cool, dry, fan, or heat, which the heat pump is optional. I didn't get the heat pump yet. I wanted to get this thing in the camper first, and then I'll mess with adding heat pumps and things like that onto it. So you got your turbo mode, your sleep mode, your fan, and there's a plus and minus. So I don't know what that might be a temperature control. Let's see what else we got here. Let's stick this back in the box because I hate styrofoam and I don't want that all over the camper. All right, next thing that I ordered was a gasket kit for the roof. Let me open this box up. So when you lift the air conditioner out of place on the roof, I'm assuming that there's going to be a gasket of some sort up there that I'll probably end up messing up in the process. So I got this kit as a just in case kind of thing. It's just a square gasket you can kind of set on the roof. It's double-sided tape essentially. You just peel that backing off, stick this around the vent hole for sealing the roof underneath the air conditioner, and then you just bolt it down and it squeezes down on this, sealing it up tight. So I'm going to take that up on the roof at some point. I'm not really sure what these are for just yet, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. 2 other strips. I'm sure it says it in the instructions if I would read that. Okay, it just says thick pad. That's very descriptive. Well, we'll figure it out. So in a minute I'm going to climb up on the roof, but I have to take the inside of this air conditioner apart first. So I have to grab some tools because I didn't do any of that yet. What is in here? Batteries, the remote control, and operation quick start guide. So they just really bank on the fact that you know what you're doing. There's no installation manuals, nothing that come with these. Luckily for me, I've had this air conditioner in and out of our camper multiple times because I've been fighting with it since day one. So I get the lag bolts that'll hold her down in place. Why do we have a distribution block? Ton of screws and a distribution block, which I don't know what that would be for just yet. I'm kind of hoping that there's a install manual on the air conditioner in the box out there. We'll figure it out when we get to that point, but let me go grab some tools and we're going to start ripping this AC unit out of the camper and get the new one in. So I'll be right back. All right, we got a couple tools here. So we're going to start by taking this trim piece off. There's 4 screws off of it. Mine's a little bit different because I have the RV silencer on ours. I am going to see if I can prop this camera somewhere since Kim is not here just yet. Can we see that? Hopefully. All right. This isn't really the good part anyway. Okay. Tear this down. Okay. Take these screws out that hold the filter in now. Okay. Your setup should be very similar to this, no matter what, but mine, we have a screw here, and I believe the other 2 were the filter screws. So I'm going to take those out. Hopefully, there we go. That trims down, now straight air conditioner. Now, the screws or the bolts that you're going to take out are these 4 on the corner. This is where my job gets difficult because this one, if you watched our last video, the bolt is bent over like crazy. So I don't know how that one's going to come out. If it's going to come out like super easy, or if more than likely it's, who am I kidding? I know it's not going to be easy to get that one out. These are 3/8 inch bolts, so you'll need a 3/8 inch socket. Back that out. That one. Now, I don't know how I'm getting this one out. Let's see if this works. I can just grab it. Pliers, I don't know why this is necessarily bent over, but it's been like that since I can remember. Maybe it's stripped or something. Why is that? Okay. I'm gonna try and straighten it a little bit. And see if I can get this. There, okay. Let's see how lucky I am. Not very. That figures. Okay. So I'm just gonna keep on doing this. I don't know. Actually, if I can cut this head off, because, oh man, wish I knew where my bolt cutters were. I have those. Don't know where they are right now. Haven't been able to find them. All right. We got it. Now, why are you not coming down? Okay, he's just stuck to the roof. All right. Hopefully you don't have to do that on yours. Should just be as easy as taking 4 long bolts out. And that's done. Let me show you what I'm about to take out now. So here's your main control box, right? You got 2 screws here that are holding this plate on. So we're gonna take those out now. Let's see if I can set the camera here. It's a little closer. Yeah, I'll pick that up later too. Okay, so we got this big bracket down. Let me pick these screws up before I gouge my floor up. Okay. Now, I guess first things first, you should probably turn the power off to it. I was an electrician for years, so I don't really concern myself too much with that. I know I should, but you know, it is what it is. So ours should be off now. I believe that's the air conditioning one. See if my meter's in the drawer still. Okay, we got my multimeter. If you don't have one of these, you really should, especially if you're living full-time in an RV. You are going to love having one of these. I'm going to turn mine on. It's to the NCV setting. So I turned my breaker back on to show you how this works, but if you hold it near the power source, it'll tell you by beeping that it's live. So now I'm going to flip this back off. That's still live. Okay. Why? Let's see. Just flip that off. Okay. Now it's dead. There's no power going to it. So we're all set. Now I can disconnect that. Next step, we're going to disconnect everything. So all of these plugs here, I'm just going to disconnect them to get them out of the way. And then we need to get into this box. Set that on a pile of parts. Okay. So you have 3 wires in here. You have your ground, your neutral, and your hot wire. Well, it shouldn't be hot at this point, but you need to disconnect these.
Lick your fingers and find out.
Yeah. I used the multimeter to test that one. I used to do that though, just touch them back in the day. Okay. Loosen this clamp up on it. And pull that out. Okay, this is our thermostat wire. And of course, they're crimped on thanks to Forest River crimping everything. So I'm going to cut back here because this is labeled. As to what each thing does. So I'm going to leave that on. I have to get a new cool RV set up now.
Oh yeah. Just when you found something that was helping.
Yeah, right? Okay, all of our wires are disconnected. This is just a thermistor, so I can go back. So we have our 12-volt power source, we have our thermostat wires, and our power source. This, I have a bad feeling, is gonna mess up the roof if I don't try and get that out.
There's a strip bolt.
And of course, it's not gonna come out. So I'm just gonna have to remember that and be very, very careful when I take this out. Okay, well, this would be where your job would be now on the roof, but we have this cool RV ducted product in here, so I'm gonna have to take that out too.
I think you did a previous video on that, right?
I did.
Okay.
I went in depth on how to install this thing. I went up into the ductwork with an anemometer to measure the airflow, to see the difference that this thing actually does make. I love this product. I'll actually put a link in the description so you can go and buy one of these if you would like. They're very easy to install. We actually met the owners of the company, Cool RV. They were really cool. Very, very friendly and very helpful.
And if you call their customer service line, you're talking to one of the owners. You're not talking to some random person that has no idea. You're actually talking to people that know what they're doing and have a stake in it. So that's really nice.
She's actually a certified RV technician too. So that's pretty cool. So she can actually help diagnose issues with your air conditioning and all that stuff too for you. They can also help tell you which version of their product that you're going to need, which was really nice too.
And I don't think it was that expensive. Is it?
No, I think it was like $75 or something like that, if I remember right. It was pretty cheap.
$100 if I remember correctly.
It was pretty cheap. I don't know what they're going for now. I can look it up and put it in the video here at this point, hopefully, if I can remember to do that. Alright, is there another screw over there, or is that it? I think that's it. Okay. That's one side of this. This tape is a nightmare to get off. I really did not want this air conditioning leaking.
Tape's just tape and it's doing it.
You can probably tell that we were going over and above to try and figure out anything we could do to get this air conditioner that's in here to work. Turns out it's just a Dometic air conditioner and the thing sucks. On to better things now, right?
Hopefully. Better, cooler things.
Right. Of course I need another nut driver to get that out. So that's a 5/16 on both ends. Cool. I could probably get the air conditioner out with those in there still, but I don't want to set it on here and ruin it. Do I cut myself again on this foil tape? Every time I mess with this foil tape, I cut myself. It never fails. You would think that I would get smart and actually put gloves on when I'm messing with this, but
That's funny.
when have I ever learned my lesson, right? All right, I'm gonna run into the garage and grab a 5/16 nut driver. Here we go. Get out. These were those self-tapping screws that they came with the cool RV. Okay. Okay, that's the cool RV product. Basically, how this thing works. Let me throw some of the screws out of my hand. Maybe. Okay. Basically, how this thing works is it catches all of your air conditioning that's blowing out of the AC unit here, and it hits this little Y and splits it off into actual ducts where you attach these to the wall where your ductwork goes out to the RV. We've had the RV silencer product. You saw me taking that remaining parts of it that we left on the trim kit because it does actually silence your some of the sound quite a bit. That part I liked. The duct part that comes with the RV silencer is crap, and it's styrofoam, and I hate styrofoam because once it gets dirty you cannot clean it. So this thing is amazing. It's very high quality. Highly recommend this for yours if you have some airflow issues. That will solve it really quickly. I think that should do it for in here. Yeah, I think we're ready for the roof. Let's see if I can lift this sucker up there. Okay, now's the part that I have not been looking forward to the most of this whole process, is getting this behemoth up on the roof. Although I do have my mat here that I use for everything on the roof. That way it kind of gives a nice rubber back and a felt top, so I can set tools on it. I can set the actual air conditioner on it, and it's not going to destroy the rubber roofing on the camper. So I'm going to probably just toss that up there before I start trying to carry that up there and have to juggle the two.
Probably going to be good how not to get a big air conditioner up onto the roof. So.
Probably. Probably a good idea not to do what I'm doing, but I'm trying to do it so it's like anybody with the most basic tools can do this. I would probably recommend a second set of hands and a second ladder if you could, or even better if you have access to like a forklift or something, some type of crane system, that would be perfect. But I don't have access to that, so we're gonna see if I can just kind of carry this thing up.
83 pounds.
Yeah.
Awkward box.
Plus all the shipping materials and everything else. So we'll see if I can do this. So I don't know what the best way to grab this thing is. I'm gonna try the handles, I guess. All right. OSHA, don't watch this.
Right?
All right. Huh?
Good golly.
All right. I'm just gonna slide it up the ladder now. Give me a heads up when I'm kind of almost there. Okay. Okay, we got there. All right. It's there. We're good. Let me come back down and grab the camera. We are up on the roof. I got the air conditioner up here. There's our current installed one. My mat, let's put this out. Sorry, I have one hand to do this with and juggle a camera. I'll lay that out. Now, I would not recommend sliding anything on this roof, not even the box. I set this here. I'm gonna come over here, we're gonna lift up and then move it. Let's cut her open, see what this is. I don't even want to pull these straps out from underneath it, because I don't want to take a chance in messing up my roof. Okay. More styrofoam. Chuck that off the roof because we don't need that. Okay. Here's our book. Hoping there's some kind of installing instructions there. Oh, look at that. That's convenient. Chuck that off there. Nice. All right. For now, we're just going to cut these straps off a little lower. Yeah, I don't really want to mess my roof up by pulling those out. And I don't want to be tripping over these things either. So, I'm going to just do that. All right. I'm going to keep this part of the box up here. So I'm just going to push that off to the side, because I'm going to probably take this air conditioner that you're currently sitting on and move it over onto that box. That way I can lift this one straight up off of there and set it right into place. Of course, I don't have any tools on me, so I'm going to grab my drill. That way we can take the cover off of this thing. Actually, I don't know that I need to take the cover off. Let's see. No, we'll just set her right down in place. All right. Move the book. Okay, I'll move you over here onto this air conditioner. Okay, we gotta lift that sucker out. I'll lift it up. We're gonna set it down on this box. Hopefully. Now, I already pushed up on it from the inside. That is disgusting under there. Gross. Let's see if we can get this air conditioner in place. Hopefully I got you at a good angle here. Ugh. I gotta tilt this back and see if there's a gasket on this. Yeah, there is. So that gasket kit that we had, we won't need it. Tuck these wires up there. This Furrion kit, let me show you. Okay. Hopefully that's a good angle. Okay. So we're gonna tilt this back. These foam pieces here, this is the gasket setup that I already bought, so I can return that. But I figured better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it, right? So let me see if I can lift this behemoth into position here. So I'm going to put you back. Put you over here. Okay. Well, let's see what happens. Ugh. Don't step in the hole. Okay, So I'm just gonna set this down like that. It's pretty close. I'm just gonna move you into position here, which I think is about right there. That wasn't so bad. All right, let's see what it looks like from the inside. Grab this book. Let's go inside. All right, so we got the rooftop unit in place. Now we come down to the inside tasks. This is our trim kit here. So we're gonna have to separate the actual metal framing from the trim piece. So you just kind of find these latches here and pull that tab off.
Where are the latches at?
There's more. I think these just lift up. That one. There we go. Okay. So now that that's off, I'm going to set this piece aside. We need the metal bracket here. This piece here, we're going to put on the duct side. So that's going to fit right over this area. Okay, this piece here is the extender. That'll go just like that and sit on top. Now, if you have a foil adhesive duct tape, I would highly recommend kind of taping this backside and here. I apparently don't have any in the camper right now, so I'm going to grab just some painter's tape for now to hold it in place, and then I'll just reach up in and do it after we get this in place. Maybe. Okay. I'm just kind of taping the two pieces together just so they're not falling off of here all the time. If I had the foil tape, I would take this time to actually tape this seam here and the back seam really, really well. That way it's sealed up and you know it's not going to leak at all. I'm just going to put another piece here because it wants to pull that back now. So, all right, now we're going to use these big long bolts. I'm going to put these up through the frame and tighten this sucker down so it's not going anywhere off the roof. Grab my impact driver. Ugh. I'm gonna make sure we're facing this the right way. Again, this is our supply side, so we want to put that with the blower vent. You have all your wires hanging down. We'll get those out of the way. The wires hanging down will be on the return side. So we're going to kind of move all of these wires to this side and just maneuver this up in like this. Okay, I'm going to just start to get some of these bolts in place. They're going to go up through the corners. This side has to go through that foam side. And then there should be, if I could see up in here, that'd be awesome. There's a light over there that'll hook up to that. It's like a flashlight. Okay. It'll light that up. I'm gonna grab that. All right, let's try this again. Now that we can see up in there, that makes it a lot easier when you can see it.
It's amazing what light can do.
Definitely want to get these bolts started before you use any kind of tool on it. Otherwise, you're going to strip those out and be in the position that we were in before. Okay, let's get this side. There.
I need to be a little taller so I can help hold it.
Okay. Oh yeah, it's marked this way front.
There you go.
This will go up right there. Okay. You should be able to let that go. Okay. Now, let me just tighten these down a little bit. Don't want to do only one. You want to kind of rotate through so you're pulling down evenly, especially for gaskets. Okay. Now, it's not really tight at all yet. I'm just kind of feeling, making sure everything's lining up where it should be. Let me see this here real quick. So we got our bolts up through the corners. Our ductwork is wide open currently like it was before. So we're gonna probably be getting a new cool RV system to put in there at some point, just to make things way more efficient. Just want to make sure that your air conditioner gasket is all over where it needs to be. I'm going to move this a little bit actually.
No blocked vents.
No blocked vents, but also you want this seal to be on the top of the roof so we don't have rain coming in either. All right, we're going to tighten this down. Okay, I think we're good. Where is the air conditioner? Trying to push up on it so I can see if we're... All right, we're good. So we're going to connect the AC power here now. So that would be this big thick black wire here. It's going to go under this little plastic holder, which there's a screw in the kit over there next. You're going to need this terminal block right here. And there's one screw. It's this guy here. It is the longest one in the screw kit. That's going to be to mount that up on the frame. So I'm going to set that down because I don't need the flashlight just yet, but this is going to mount right here.
Sorry, it's a little piece. There we go.
Oh, nope, I'll give the screw. Okay. Let's move this wire out of the way for now. There's too many wires hanging to see anything. Okay, so this will go right there. There's a little nub here on the back. That's what I was trying to feel around for to see where. Now that I got it there. No, there we go. Okay. And then this screw should go right up through the hole in the frame itself that they already pre-drilled for you. Of course, it came out of there now. There we go. I would recommend hand tightening these with screwdrivers, not drills, for the record, because these are very easy to strip out or break these little louvers in between, and you don't want to break those out because that's what keeps your wires from touching. So, all right, let me see here. 1, 2, and ground. So one should be our black wire. Let me verify that. They want the neutral on the outside. It doesn't really matter so long as they line up, in my opinion. But if it has it there, they probably cut the wires to length already. So let me shorten that handle.
Sorry.
All right, so I'm going to loosen the first terminal here. And we're going to put the neutral in. There's an end on this. Make sure that the U shape is facing down, so when the screw tightens down on the terminal again, it's going to go right into that channel, and you're not going to crush that end. Once you feel it slide into place, just tighten that down until it's snug, and then give it a little tug on the wire to make sure it's not going to come back out. I'm going to tighten that a little more. Okay, same thing. In the middle row is our hot wire. That is the black wire. I'm gonna slide that in under the screw, tighten that down. Give that a tug, we're good there. Next step is our ground. This one that is already bonded to the frame, I'm gonna put over on this side. They kind of had these wires backwards in my opinion, but as long as they reach, that's all that matters. Okay, that's tight. Now, I need, where's my bonding screw? Your bonding screw is going to be the one with this little lock nut or lock washer on the back. That is going to go through this screw and up through the frame. Okay. This is where you go. Okay, now we're going to make our power connections here. Loosen all of these up. You might want to come on this side over here.
I'm trying to find the best angle here.
I'd go like right in his area.
Okay.
Okay, so if you loosen these up, just don't take them out too far or you're going to drop them, and they're a huge pain to get back into place. They do drop down, so if you're pushing up on them and loosening the screw, don't just keep loosening thinking it's not going anywhere, because it will drop quickly on you. Now, the way that you're going to do this, our wire's a little bit short, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to even like mount it in here to secure it, but you want your ground wire in your ground side. Now, when you're putting these in, come on, when you're putting these into here, you want to put them on the right side. In theory, you know, these little square washers just smush down on it and it doesn't really matter, but I am always in the habit of putting it on the side where when you tighten the screw down, it's going to wrap. If it's going to wrap at all, it's going to wrap into it and tighten it more, not loosen your connection. So,
Should you always do the ground first?
no, that doesn't matter. It's more or less just going down in the
Okay.
orientation of like ground is over here, and then we have our black wire, then our white. So I'm just going in that order.
Okay.
I don't know if this is going to be too long. I don't want that hanging out. It is. Okay, let me grab these. Now what you want to look for is when you connect this, that your insulation is not hanging out, that it's not stripped past this point. This is stripped a little long, so if I connected it right now, you're going to have it like that, where the live wire is hanging out past this separator. We don't want that. Those Those louvers are in there to secure that connection and make sure that nothing touches what it's not supposed to. So I'm going to shorten that a little bit down. Now you can see the insulation is back behind those walls. That's what you want. A little tug, that's good and tight. I'm going to automatically just go ahead and watch the screen.
Yeah, I was trying to get up in there close.
Let's shorten that wire down because I already know that's going to be too long. We're going to connect our, straighten that actually too. Never hurts to straighten your ends here. If they're really wonky. Okay, it's in there. We're going to tighten that one down. Okay, that's our AC connections. I just have to put a screw in here to tighten that. Of course it turned. Be careful when you're tightening these down that you don't pinch your wires. Okay. That does not have to be crazy tight, it just has to be snugged so your wire's not moving all around. We don't have enough wire over here to do that into this one, so we're just going to leave that float where it's not touching anything sharp. Okay, next is DC connect. This box needs to be put in. So black wire, there's a little notch taken out of there and a screw back there. Same thing, there's a notch back here, but I didn't use it. I had to make a new one because my wire is not long enough to go all the way around here. And then there's a notch right here next to the door for your low voltage wire to get in there as well. This door just snaps into place. And then you got to put a screw up through here into the door to keep that on. So let me get that maybe in there. I'm gonna have to put the camera down, hang on. Okay, that screws in there. All right, that's done. Now, set this down. Now we're gonna remake our connections here. That one and this one here. Okay. This will spin around. Tuck all this up in here. Stay. There are two screw holes here, so put these two up in here. That should be it. Ooh, dropping tools on the floor, that's always good for laminate. Okay, let's turn the power on, see what happens. We have power. It's a good sign. All right, let's turn that temperature down. So it slowly ramps up. That's kind of cool. Let's shut those louvers. Wow, that is quiet. I like that. Blowing air through our ducts. That's a good sign. Let's see, mode. Cool. Turn the AC on. That is crazy quiet. That is unbelievable. Let's see, I'll turn the fan all the way up on high and see how loud that is. That is still insanely quiet. Well, let's see, it's currently 78 degrees in here. I have it set to 70. Wonder how long it'll take to get down to temperature. Turbo. Let's kick turbo on. Can I? Or is that just heat pump? There we go. So we're on turbo right now. That is still not even nearly as loud as our last air conditioner was on the quietest setting. That's blowing nice and cold. We have a lot of actual airflow too. That's awesome. So far, I'm extremely happy.
Okay. Got this all completely done. So here is how I set this up. If you can believe it, my air conditioner is running. I don't know how quiet it sounds on the camera, but man, it is so quiet compared to the Dometic. And yes, it's a different day in case I am not wearing similar clothes. This air conditioner is running right now. It's on cool and the fan is on high right now. I can turn it on turbo if I wanted to. I don't know if you can hear that difference, but it is still crazy quiet. I wish I would have thought about it. I would have bought a decibel reader. That way I could have taken noise readings for the last camper, or the last air conditioner versus this one. But I didn't think about it, so you'll just have to take my word for it. It is night and day on how quiet this air conditioner is compared to the other one. So I know I kind of went over the 12-volt wiring for the air conditioner. What you have to do with this one, because this air conditioner is completely standalone unit and it has this thermostat here on a remote, this will control your AC forever. That's all that does now. Now, this thermostat is just a residential thermostat. You absolutely need a battery powered thermostat. It doesn't matter if it's heat only or if it actually has the air conditioning settings that you can get. Whatever you want to do. This one happens to have AC just because that's the one that I could find fastest. So it's a standard residential thermostat, battery operated, and all you have to do is connect those two wires that go straight down to the furnace, which in the ceiling was the red and white wires that I connected to the blue and green, just in case I needed a 12-volt source down in the wall. I have one now on the red and white, but I connected my blue and green wires, which are also just your two furnace wires, and you hook them up to the R and the W terminals on the thermostat. Does not matter which one goes on what terminal. they all do the same. All this thermostat does is connect those two wires to trigger a signal for heat. So that's it, guys. Once you do that, you're all set, and you can start enjoying the new benefits of your quiet and more efficient air conditioner. I'll let you know how this works later on. I'll give a review once we've had it in here and actually take a couple camping trips this year. We have one planned to go to Cape Charles, which is notorious for giving us AC problems. So I can't wait to go down there and test this out and see how this works there, because the last time we were there it was 92 or 95 degrees in here with the Dometic air conditioner running. So I can't wait to see what this one does. Alright, stay tuned. I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, and hopefully we'll get this up and going soon. Alright, see you.
The best part of the job? Who doesn't like that? I still can't believe how quiet this thing is.
It is super quiet.
And it's blowing out really cold too, so that's good.